Hey everyone, it's Reckless. So, I did come back from Massachusetts. It was a very good time. My sister Evie graduated. So again, congratulations to you, Evie. Bungie actually came out with an update on the 15th, which was the exact day I left for Massachusetts. And it actually had a couple interesting things. So, I'm actually going to be reading off the Bungie website, these updates, but I also will be explaining things that are not self-explanatory, or I will just explain things in general that need to be explained. So, I bring to you update 1.2.0, the one to preload House of Wolves. But before I even get to that, I would actually like to mention something actually very, very important. And what I would actually like to mention is that Bungie was able to raise $750,000 towards the earthquake that happened in Nepal. So that's actually going to be donated to direct relief for Nepal. So that's actually awesome. And even better is that Activision is going to be giving an extra $50,000 in order to duplicate Bungie's donations on the prior week. So if you are one of those people who actually donated for that, congratulations to you too, because Bungie just didn't up this for themselves. You know, they didn't just hand out the money. It definitely came from us also. I know I myself actually helped with this, so kudos to all of you. So now let's get into the review of the update. Now, I will warn you that a lot of these updates that they actually did won't take effect until the House of Wolves is actually released. So just because they say that they fixed something or they have done it does not mean it's actually implemented right now. However, some things have been actually fixed. So we're going to start with the weapons. Bungie actually fixed an issue in which the Vex Mythic class was not responding with primary ammunition. They fixed an issue with the Hive Disruptor perk, which now appears in the Black Hammer perk set again, and I can actually attest to that. That does show up. They fixed an issue in which the Phantom Gift and White Nail perks would become interrupted when non-precision damage occurred from other perks. And a little part of the subcategory that they actually added to that was bonus damage from other perks, like the explosive rounds and Hive Disruptor no longer interrupts the count. And also the 3 precision hits within the time window will trigger the intended refund bonus.
I'll let Bungie know we got
Bungie also fixed an issue in which the Hive Disruptor perk did not work correctly with sustained damage events like auto rifles, pulse rifles, etc. And also another little sub thing to this one was the Oracle Disruptor perk now triggers more often, and also Hive Disruptor perk now triggers more often but does less damage per event. That completes the weapon section, and now for PvP, there was only 2 things that actually changed. In Salvage, they moved the first relic to more consistently appear in a centralized position on the map, and they also fixed an issue that caused players to wait an excessively long time to respawn. So both of those are pretty much self-explanatory. As for the user interface, the vendor interaction panel has been updated to support quest chains. The vendor interaction panel now has better animations and fewer popping issues. Number of buffs that can be displayed on the character screen has been increased. Inventory item stacks that have reached their highest possible count will now display gold numbers along with an alert and a tooltip that maximum quantities have been acquired. So if you ever go into your items list, you'll see, like if you were looking at the ammo synth, you will see that it'll say max and it'll stay at 20. But apparently it'll let you know when you're getting or you're at max also. As for the audio, they have added improved feedback for players who take damage from energy weapons. No idea what that means. Now, as for the companion app, Bungie fixed an issue in which the Mercury Grimoire card was not being awarded. Retroactively awarded the Mercury Grimoire card to players who have found the Mercury memory fragment Dead Ghost, and also vendor items, damage types, and perks will now be visible on Bungie.net and on the mobile app. But one thing that they also have not actually put in this was that they will allow you to lock items in the app itself, which I didn't notice that until I was messing with the companion app while I was in Massachusetts. So that's pretty cool. As for technical, they have addressed a crash on Xbox One, go figure, that was induced when too many explosions/projectiles were generated. They have also fixed an issue that affected the network quality user interface, or the UI. And sub issues to that were indicators will no longer display persistently bad red quality after a user's connection recovers from a temporary quality issue, and the quality indicators should now always correctly reflect the user's live connection quality. We'll see how good that actually works. Now, they actually wrote an addendum to this also, and this is so everybody, it's actually important that everybody knows this. They have discovered that rare and legendary engrams will drop in 1.2.0 that the Cryptarch cannot recognize, or pretty much meaning that the Cryptarch cannot decode. So Bungie wants you to hold on to all the newly acquired engrams until May 19th to benefit from their upgrade decryption skill set, which means do not delete them, because if you do, you won't have the new gear that actually comes out with those engrams that actually drop. Now, one thing I didn't notice at first when actually looking at this was that Bungie had also added the 1.2.0.1 update, and that actually specifies the one with House of Wolves. So I'm actually going to get into that also. So this update is actually a two-part update for the 1.2.0. And when we actually hit May 19th, we'll actually be getting the 1.2.0.1 update, which is the one with the House of Wolves. And pretty much everything that hasn't worked yet, they're actually going to implement in this. So be prepared for that. So starting with PvP, the general portions are: Bungie added a new daily reward package upon completion of the first game in the daily featured Crucible playlist. So that's pretty cool. They also added passage coins to reward streams across all playlists, including the daily reward package. So that's awesome. Passage coins you can actually use for the Trials of Osiris. Increased Crucible mark drop rate across all playlists by 100%. So pretty much doubles what you get now. So that's pretty cool. Increased Crucible reputation earnings across all playlists by 20%. So that's also really, really good. They increased rare weapons and gear drop chance for completing games across all playlists by 100%. So it's all good news so far. They added legendary weapon drops in the Crucible reward stream across all playlists, and added Dark Below maps into all Crucible playlists for all players to enjoy Pantheon, the Cauldron, and Sky Shock, which pretty much just means they allow the Xbox players to get everything that the PlayStation was actually getting. Next is Iron Banner. Bungie adjusted the power curve for Iron Banner playlists to accommodate the competitive range of power in the House of Wolves. Across one Iron Banner event, players completing the Iron Banner with more than one character on the same account will receive a reputation boost for the lower ranked characters to reach parity with the higher ranked character more quickly. It's good in the sense of if you're playing Iron Banner, you're switching characters and you already get to the highest rank, so that's actually great. 6 additional Iron Banner bounties have been added to the bounty rotation, which is pretty good. Removed an errant buff from Iron Banner control playlist. I have no idea what that is. And Etheric Light will now be available at rank 3 to 5 in the Iron Banner, which is actually awesome. It's free Etheric Light once you hit rank 3 and 5. So, nextly is the Tower. Newly acquired faction reward packages will no longer produce shards. So, that's a good thing. So, hopefully they give you actually weapons, armor, shaders, ships, stuff that you actually want. The speaker will exchange Ascendant and Radiant materials for Glimmer and Motes of Light. Now, a lot of people got this confused, though, which they thought was going to be this update, but it's actually the next one on May 19th. Xur will exchange strange coins for Motes of Light, which is going to be awesome when you try to reforge weapons. Accommodations are no longer required to purchase gear. I want to say that goes for the Vanguard and the Crucible. Accommodations can be converted to receive 250 gains in Vanguard, Crucible, or faction reputation. So that's good. And note, Etheric Light will not be made available for sending gear until the release of the House of Wolves. Next, the Cryptarch will no longer convert newly acquired legendary engrams to shards, which, well, that's great. Possibilities include gear and weapons or exotics, so that's good. Expansion 2 featured daily heroic activities will produce Motes of Light in lieu of shards. Wow, they're just giving you Motes of Light everywhere, huh? Jesus, that's great though. And Ascending, Year 1 legendary and exotic gear can be upgraded to the highest power levels available in Year 1. Which makes me think they're actually going to do this by year to year, since they're doing a 10-year plan, and this game is supposed to last 2 years and supposed to have 4 to 5 games in this 10-year span. So that's actually kind of interesting. As for the user interface, the control UI above the mini scoreboard has been fixed and returned to the player's HUD. That's pretty cool. And as for the technical, there's one actually thing that they fixed with 2 sub things that they actually fixed. They added a new connection recovery system. Now, this is what's going to be interesting about it. Specific player networking problems will now be fixed instead of kicking affected players to orbit. But they actually added that this will be enabled first for the Trials of Osiris and rolled out to other activities over time. So that is both update 1.2.0 and 1.2.0.1. So there's actually a lot of interesting things going on so far that Bungie's actually throwing out to us. Again, everything that I just mentioned in the 1.2.0.1 update will not, and I repeat, will not be in effect until May 19th, which is when the House of Wolves comes out. That's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And this is Reckless, and I will see you guys later. Oh, real quick, one thing that Bungie actually didn't mention, which is actually kind of weird, is that the Queen's Wrath actually is back, and I will be doing an extra video, or several videos, on each and every one of the quests that Petra actually gives you. So stay tuned for my channel for those, and I will see you guys later.